Hi, and welcome back to the Tales of Lost. What can rejection and isolation do to a group of people forced to live in a forgotten place? Today, we are taking a different direction. I'm going to tell you the pitiful story of people who, despite being cast aside, formed one of the most powerful fighting forces. Probably this is going to sound similar too, but I'm having a bit of a struggle about delivering these stories clearly because of the language barrier, since English is not my mother language. Hopefully it will get better over time. The old gods know I'm working on it. My main inspiration for these warriors come from a very sincere part of our real-world society: transgender and intersex individuals. It might have been a dream, but I vividly remember watching a reality show as a child. The hostess and a doctor were discussing intersex people who, because of their appearances, were sent away to a village to avoid the judgments of people around them. I recall seeing individuals who defied conventional appearances, like a woman with a beard and a man with a feminine physique. It was something so magical and fascinating to me as a 6-year-old. My second inspiration is Hijra communities from South Asia. If you wonder, I definitely recommend to make a research of this fascinating community, especially for their appearances, which were my inspiration for the aesthetic of warrior outfits. I've always wanted to write a story about this memory, and here we are. Now, let's dive into the story of these honored warriors. These warriors were once ordinary people trying to find their places in the societies they lived in. Some of them climbed the ladder of success, securing their roles in prestigious positions, but sometimes they were beaten to death, unable to even climb the stairs of their homes. Yes, they were the outcasts of their societies, the people who are never understood, the intersex and transgender individuals. If you are fortunate with your appearance, life is easier. There is always a chance you will be recognized by someone eventually, unless you are formed some powerful alliance to protect yourself. This harsh lifestyle forces you to become cunning, cruel, a professional liar, and even merciless if you want to survive. As mentioned before, not everyone is as lucky or as resourceful. Some were forced to sell themselves in brothels, were kidnapped as children to showcase in freak shows, or were treated as the pets of some bizarre high society members. Everything continued as usual until a small group formed a cult of believers in the old gods. This group was not taken seriously at first, but over time, through propaganda, sneaking in all kind of ruling structure and manipulation of kings, queens, presidents, and leaders worldwide, they became incredibly powerful. Their teachings were forced upon everyone, believer or not. One of their first actions was to get rid of those who didn't fit into this new corrupted society. Transgender and intersex individuals were among the first targeted. They were collected from the streets, brothels, entertainment venues, high-ranking positions, and even from the homes of the high society elite. When it comes to the teaching of old gods, nothing can make you untouchable, not even powerful allies. After being rounded up, they were sent to a city in middle of nowhere, a place which was abandoned hundreds of years ago. The transportation handled only by cult members, very discreetly, because they didn't want anyone to find this city or reach the people hidden there to ensure their isolation. After years of preparation and transportation, humanity could make a fresh start in purity, thanks to the old gods and the loyal servants. However, this start was anything but fresh for those abandoned. No foods, no supplies, no tools, nothing. They knew how to survive, but none had ever been left so utterly alone without anyone to deceive or anything to steal. None could be a leader because they had never done it before. They slowly began to gather what they thought might be useful, collaborating out of sheer necessity. This new lifestyle they were forced to adopt was not suitable for everyone. especially those who used to be the pets of the high society. Some learned to hunt, others repaired homes or gathered small animals, hoping to find seeds in their stomachs for farming. Yet, some surrendered to despair and mental instability. For others, this was not a problem because they cared about their newfound family and would do anything to protect this forced-formed society. After all those painful years later, they managed to transform this abandoned city into a fortress and trained themselves in everything from blacksmithing to baking. They don't need anyone anymore. They are prepared to fight with anything since they've seen the worst. They've trained to become one of the most powerful warrior forces across the lands, fueled by their anger and the hope of one day getting revenge on those who made them suffer. So, some aspects are still under development, and that's why it's okay to stop here. But I believe this covers the majority of the story of this fierce community. We will uncover the rest of the story in another video. Again, I would like to thank the people who have recently subscribed and joined this journey together with me. If you are patient and follow this story all along, thank you so much. If you come up with this video and come to this point, I guess it's a good idea to subscribe and even like the video, right? Anyway, thank you for everything and until the next one.